Good evening, y'all, and welcome back. This is segment 9 of the story of my life, and my name is Eugene Judson. There will likely be about 25 segments. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but for those that don't know. Anyway, on with my story. After graduating from high school, I moved back home and continued to work on the farm. During this time, I received my Handicapped Scout of the Year award. I was ordained an elder in the Melchizedek priesthood, received my endowments in Logan, Utah temple, and met President Monson, one of my favorite apostles of all time. A couple of representatives from the local Scout banquet came to Park Valley and visited with me. They asked if I would speak at an upcoming award ceremony and banquet, to which I agreed, and they assigned me a topic. Over the next few weeks, as I prepared a few notes that I could use, the day arrived, and I went into Garland with my parents. When we arrived at the steakhouse, they were still setting up chairs. Since I wasn't able to sit on a normal chair, we placed a place for me to sit, to stand, since I can sit, at the end of the stage. I decided to check out the program and noticed that I was the first speaker. And then I also noticed the subject on the announcement was different from the one that they had originally given me. I said a few prayers and started preparing a few notes for my new talk. The banquet started, and it was my turn to speak. I walked up to the podium and started giving the talk I just put together. After a few sentences, my eyes started to fill with tears, and I couldn't read from my notes any longer. I panicked, and I didn't know what to do. I quickly said a silent prayer and continued on with my talk, giving comments about my scouting experiences and thanking my parents and leaders and friends for their support, etc. But even to this day, I don't remember much about what I said. But by the time I was done, there wasn't a dry eye in the crowd, and they had given me a standing ovation as I walked back to the edge of the stage. The keynote speaker was Richard P. Lindsay from the second quorum of the 70, and he remarked that he had never heard a more inspired talk. Later in that ceremony, I was presented with the Handicapped Scout of the Year award. A few weeks later, I received my endowments in the Logan, Utah temple. The morning I was to receive my endowments, my mom ended up being sick and decided to stay home. Not long after we left, she started feeling better. But it ended up being a blessing in disguise because President Monson, a counselor to the prophet at the time, called and invited my family to a luncheon with him and others from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints at their headquarters, and she needed to be home to receive that call. Plans were made to visit the church headquarters in Salt Lake, where I got to meet Thomas S. Monson in person. At the end of our visit, we were saying our goodbyes, and my mom tearfully asked him if he wouldn't mind giving me a priesthood blessing, to which he said he'd be glad to, and asked his secretary to get the consecrated oil. Meeting President Monson and having him give me a blessing was very exciting, and those memories will always be cherished. This is where I'll end segment 9. Thank you for listening, reading, or watching. I hope you have enjoyed my story thus far. Have a wonderful day. Keep smiling, and God bless. Keep smiling.